What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. We're going to be looking at the longer term in this video, so make sure you stick around for that. We're going to look at some monthly, 6 months, some other things, and it's a lot of stuff that a lot of the bulls aren't mentioning. Again, like I said, nobody knows where the market's going for sure. I'm here showing you my ideas. Never should you ever trade or buy or sell off of what any YouTuber says, including myself, because literally nobody has a clue where BTC is really going. So I'm here to show you my ideas, and so far so good. They have been playing out and nothing has changed. So we'll look at this trend line right here on the RSI on the daily. We have not made it up to touch the top of this channel again yet. I do see plenty of room for capitulation still to come, in my opinion. As you guys know, I'm looking for wave A, then possibly a B, a big bull trap into the latter part of the year, and then much further down into, this could stretch out and go further into January 22. That's what I've been looking at, still looking at that. If we zoom in here, I'm still looking for this fifth wave down. Unless we break this 41.7, I believe we are still in fifth wave down, completing the A wave, which these are some of my targets here for the bottom of A wave slash the fifth wave down. So let's keep an eye on that. We do have some serious resistance here at 34,100, 34,200. There's also something else in another chart we're going to be looking at suggesting the same thing. I know a lot of people think what you'll never see below 20, never see 10,000 again. Never say never. That is how you get screwed in the markets. Up here, everybody was saying 40,000 was the farthest down it would go. Buy the dip here. Buy the dip here, 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 over and over and over again, but people don't want to look at that. They just want to hope and pray it keeps going up. If you learn to trade, you'll be way better off than just hodling. I know everybody's saying, look at the long-term chart. It always goes up. It is pure speculation. Bitcoin to me is nothing more than a game at this point. Not to say it can't be more later, but my opinion, and it's strictly my opinion, Bitcoin is just a game, a great way to make a lot of money, period. That's all it's been for me. So let's take a look at this. We did close our daily above this trend line we had been watching. So could we have this move up? It is possible. We do have targets. Our first target being 45.1, and then we have a target over here of about 50,600. Do I think it'll go there? I do not. Is it possible? It is. Anything's possible. I just don't believe that we're going to go to that level. I think we're going to see these lower levels. We'll take a look at it in many different ways. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, my favorite exchange. They do not trade against you like the scammy exchanges. You can have multiple trades in. They don't clump them all together. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all kinds of different stuff on this exchange. Like I said, by far my favorite. If you go over to my YouTube page, go into the home page, go right down into here, and you'll see a Prime XBT tutorial. Definitely check it out. There's also a BYBIT tutorial and some free tutorials on using EMAs, RSI, so forth. But anyway, in this Prime XBT tutorial, you'll learn how to manage your margin and to change your margin. A lot of people don't understand it. It's very simple. I show you the calculation in this video. Also, it shows you where to put my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus to use towards your margin. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. Again, I tell you where to put that promo code in the videos. You can use them both. Also, if your promo codes have ran out, I think they last for 30 days, you can just get a new email and start a new account and use them all over again. Also, if you, oh yeah, one more thing. Make sure right under this video, you guys go into here and smash that like button. Anyways, let's get started. All right, so one more thing. If you guys aren't using, so anyways, We talked about this yesterday. We were watching this triangle here. Right here, we had the breakout, and our target there was we could possibly go up to this 200 EMA, which is around the 33.6, right in that range. We also have a trend line here around the 33.250. Keep an eye on that. Now, if you guys watch the EMA, and as you can see, this 4-hour RSI trend line, we have not broken above that yet. Price is rising. Volume is declining. That's usually not a good sign for the bulls. Also, if you guys are familiar with my EMA strategy, the 21 is about to cross the 55 within the next 4 hours. If it does that, if it crosses on this candle, the next candle has to open and close above the 80 EMA. Watch for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over and look for the last time that we had almost had the cross, which was right here. Right when it got into that area, you can see what happened. We came down. We're pretty much in the same area now, depending on how this candle closes. Definitely something to watch for, guys. Again, be careful. I always let you guys know to be careful. That's, like I said, nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. We'll also take a look at some other stuff here in a minute in the bigger time frames. One thing looking at is, remember the breakdown from this. I still have that target around 27.7. Still looks very possible. And if we look at this right here off of these two peaks, we made slightly higher highs in the price or the RSI and lower highs in the RSI. Even if the RSI gets up to that 34,000 level, it'll still be hidden bearish divergence, which there is room for the RSI to do that. But either way, guys, in the longer medium term, I see nothing, absolutely nothing bullish yet. Let's go over to, so this is, let me get that bottom off of there real quick. So taking a look at this, you guys know the Fibonacci retracement levels from the low of 2020 up to here. We have our retracement levels here. This has been extremely important. The 35.3, which was the 0.5 fib, we had broken down below that. I would not even attempt to get bullish at all unless we open and close a candle above the 34.5 range, which is that 0.5 fib. Usually when we break through fibs, we are heading down to the next fib at least. That's why I'm looking for this golden pocket zone between 25.2 and 27.2. Still looking for it. Been looking for it. We'll continue to look for it unless we break up into these higher levels. There's some other stuff I want to show you on the weekly, guys, that isn't looking very promising. Also, the monthly. A lot of people won't talk about it just because it doesn't fit their bias. We do have bullish case scenarios too also. Like I said, at any time we break this green trend line, if we're truly going to 100,000, would it be so bad to buy in at a break of this at 55,000, get support? If that happens, then I will consider that. Other than that, this green line, under this green line, is bearish in the mid to long term. Let's see. Let's go back into this. As you can see, there's a high volume node at 9,500, and that was major resistance all through here. We broke through it and tested it one time before continuing up. That's one other reason I think. And again, guys, I'm not saying we go down to 9,500 right away. There's obviously going to be bounces in, and I believe there will be a big bull trap before that. It's happened in every other end of every other bull market. Let's look at the funding rate. The funding rate here is, as you can see, every time the funding rate gets up into this section here, it favors the bears, and we are right there now. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. Here's that bullish count we talked about yesterday. If this is the end of the fifth wave, which would be an A wave, and we are starting wave one here, a bigger wave one, there's 5 waves in one. This would be my target here around the 42.3, and that would be breaking this high here. So if that happens, I may get short-term bullish, but until then, I have no reason to be bullish at all. And if you guys haven't checked out my wife's webpage, I suggest you do. She has a lot of cool stuff on here. One of the hottest sellers is over here in the crypto section. And if you have a favorite project or just something funny or anything you want on any shirt, she can do it. Just let her know. Hit her up in the contact up here at the top of the page. But one of the best sellers right now is this mouse pad it's the Divergence cheat sheet. Check it out. It looks like this. And for new traders, it's a good idea because Divergence is one of the most confusing things to learn. So anyways, so let's take a look. Let's go into the monthly chart. We're going to look at a few different things here. So this is the monthly chart. I've been talking about, could the 4-year cycle be over? Could we be starting more of a 10-year cycle? Not saying that's the case, guys. Everybody's like always, I don't know. Bulls are probably the rudest people. They always want to down talk and talk in absolutes, but that usually will get you wrecked in the long run. But anyway, what if this is 5 waves up for a 10-year cycle and we are going to have a multi-year bear market now? Now, I'm not saying we go down to 1550 or whatever, but that's just an idea I've looked at. But let's do another thing here. Let's get this off of here and go into the weekly. And let's look at where that weekly resistance is. As you can see, this yellow line right here is the 55 EMA. We are below that in the weekly. So a weekly open and a weekly close above this 32.5, 32.6 range, then we could see some bullish action from there. But we would have to get above this 8 EMA, which is at the 35.3 range. So keep an eye on that. If we close below this 55 EMA again, it's not going to be pretty for Bitcoin, period. Let's go back into another chart here. So these, as you can see, these arcs, I put off the lows. And if we look at it, let's go over to the 3-day and then we'll get back over to the weekly. If we look at it in the 3-day here, we're going to take a closer look at the 3-day. Guys, do stick around. We're going to look at the dollar index. We're going to look at the Dow Jones. We're going to look at gold, silver, Litecoin, Ethereum, and another look at XRP for you XRP fans out there. But anyways, this also shows the possibility of getting down to 9,500 sometime in 2022, most likely in the beginning of the year. But anyways, let's go over here and look at, let's go into the weekly. Go to the weekly and we'll look at that 55 EMA. Remember, that's the yellow trend line. And the weekly, every time we've went below that, we've had obviously that was a sign of the bear market. As you can see, we didn't go below, We had a wick down below, got on top of it here, had a fake out, which is always a possibility, and then we continued down much lower. But this has always been pretty much a confirmation of the bear market. As you can see back here in 2018, after the top, of course, we got another fake pump and then came back down, tested it a few times. But that once we tested that 55 EMA on the weekly was a confirmation of the bear market. Right over here, 2019, we wicked below it, got a fake pump, came back down below it, got another pump, but we never broke the high after touching this 55 EMA. Where are we at now? We are below that 55 EMA. Could we get a big dead cat bounce? That could be that B wave I was talking about and then continue down. But we have never, after topping out, have never broke the 55 and then broke the high again until going much lower, confirming a bear market. Just something to look at. A lot of people aren't talking about it. Let's look at one more thing. Let's look at the monthly. So pretty much same thing in a monthly, guys. Every time after a new all-time high, we come down and touch the 8 EMA. And as you can see, once we do that, it pretty much confirmed a bear market. We are below the 8 EMA here on the monthly. One more thing I posted this on Twitter. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it is what it is. I'm just stating facts here. This, as you can see, this is Bitcoin's history in the 6-month chart. If you look at this candle here, this is literally going by price-wise. Whoops. This is literally the most bearish 6-month candle in world history, period. Bitcoin had a lot of record-breaking bullish candles on the way up, but this is the most bearish 6-month candle I've ever seen. Just putting that out there. Also, if we take a look at the longer term in the log scale, if you guys remember, we're looking at that 0.382 fib. We've talked about it since we broke it, which is this trend line here, which would be the third one down on there. It's the 0.382 fib. Also, you can see every time I have these parabola lines right here. Let me get rid of that pi cycle. So as you can see, this parabolic bull run here with the parabolic arc, once we broke that, it was bad news. And right here we had another one, and using these I go off the lows and all the wicks. We broke it here, confirmed a bear market. And you can see this one here, we broke it here, pretty much confirmed a bear market if you ask me. This is the dollar index. For those of you that haven't seen, the green line is the dollar index overlaid on the Bitcoin chart. Every time the dollar tops on this top trend line, Bitcoin bottoms. Every time the dollar bottoms on this trend line, Bitcoin tops. The dollar index. So I still think we're in this rising channel here. I think we're more bullish than bearish. People are saying we're seeing bearish divergence here. Yes, but we are in an uptrend, and hidden bullish is more powerful in an uptrend than bearish. I still believe we're going to break the top of this and get up to these levels. Now, if we do break this downside here, which would be around that 200 EMA, around 92.18, if that happens, we could go down to the 91, between 91 and 92 down here. So keep that in mind. And looking at the Dow Jones, bearish. Long term, this thing is bearish as hell. There's nothing really more to say than that. You can look at it in the weekly, and you can see all the bearish divergence, huge bearish divergence. We have the first one here from 2018 till now. Lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action, bearish divergence. And there is another one here from February of 20 to May of 21. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI, bearish divergence. Gold, still looking at our target of 1677. Look at this as an ABC coming down. And our 55 EMA on gold is also resistance. Silver, still looking for the $21 to $20 range first off. Litecoin, still looking to come down and test this trend line. Remember, guys, it is an ascending line, so the longer it takes, the higher that'll be. But ultimately, I do see us possibly going down to $50 if Bitcoin goes down to that sub 10K level. But if Bitcoin gets that bounce, I expect to get a bounce on Litecoin here around 88, maybe 90, before continuing up for the fake out. Now, this is the 200 EMA here. We could possibly get up to here around the 134.50, between 134 and 135. Jasvine, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. She's very active in our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord community, it's totally free. The link is also down below in the description. Definitely check it out. But if we look over here at Ethereum on the 4-hour, we are right at that 200 EMA here. Now on the 4-hour, we did have a buy signal here. It could still pop up. And if we go to the daily on Ethereum, where could that get us? Yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tick your notification bell. That'll get you notified when I post videos. I do daily updates every morning. But as you can see, the 55 EMA here is around 2190 for Ethereum. But I do see Ethereum going down here somewhere in between the 1,000 and 1,300 range. And then again, if the end of the year, if I'm correct on Bitcoin, that would put Ethereum around 500. XRP still looking pretty damn bearish. On the daily here, it's getting rejected at the 21 EMA. We'll see what happens. Could it come up and test this trend line? Definitely a possibility, 65 cents. But I'm still expecting at least the low 40s and then possibly down into the 20s. I think that's about it, guys. I'll get into the chat and see what you guys are thinking. We're into the 4-hour now, so let's see what happens. We got 2 hours and 45 minutes till this 4-hour closes. Let's see if we get this cross. And then remember, So it's going to be about 6 or 7 hours before we know. Actually, it'd be about 6 or 7 hours before the next, not this 4 hour, but the next 4 hour has to open and close above this 8 EMA for this buy signal to take off. But again, I don't believe that'll go extremely high, probably to this 31.5 or 33.5, 33.6 range. Savvy, change your volume profile setting to 100 so you can get more detailed information on the value and high value. I got it where I'm at because that works the best. If you, everybody's different. I put it where it works best for me, and I've gotten the best back testing with, and that's why I got it where I got it. Hey, Savvy, I'm happily fully vaccinated now. Right on, Dennis. Everybody has their choice on that. Hi, will you be trading with 2 Bitcoins as collateral on PHEMEX BT if its price stays at super low levels for a while? Wouldn't you make somewhat shitty returns? I'll always keep those 2 Bitcoin just for trading anyway, so they really don't matter to me. You're basically hedging when you're shorting the market, which I will be doing more and more of, as long as this plays out the way I believe it is gonna. There are no guarantees in any market. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and there are no my guys. Savvy, I know you said another pop is possible, but it is weird to expect BTC not to even make it above 32.6. Been rejected twice now. Yeah, I mean, let's see what the technicals tell us. As this is not a crystal ball, this is using technicals to give us an advantage on the market. Kara said, that's right, freedom of choice is important. Yes, it is very important. Can you check 1 hour divergence? I mean, I can check it, but it's 1 hour. 1 hour small moves. So let's do it. We had a little hidden bullish divergence here in a bullish trend. So yeah, we could get that pop up. We do have this trend line around that 32,250, as I stated before. We'll see what happens here. Trying to get above the EMAs here. But again, guys, even if this pops up, it's most likely going to make some bearish divergence or hidden bearish divergence. We're pretty high up on here. But again, that's the 1 hour. I don't like to go into smaller time frames than the hour or 4 hour. That's the smallest I like to go. Every YouTuber, it can go up, it can go down. Shane, because it can go up and it can go down. That's why. You try to find the advantage. If people like you that don't understand trading are probably going to lose your ass in the long run. Luke, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. In 2018, BTC went sideways and then down. No relief rally. What's the price action we might see to indicate no rally at this time? Well, it always creates a triangle, so that would be something to look for. Let me find a chart that I can put that on. Okay, as you can see, we made a triangle right here. So what if we made this same triangle here? It still had relief rallies. You can see the relief rally right here in 2018, and then it just kept bouncing off these levels. Let's say we're at that level now, although I think it's going to be a lower level. But let's say we're at that level now. So we have a triangle bounce around in here for a while. And what would the measured move of that be? We'll take a look. Depending on when it breaks, like you can see over in 2018, it wrote it for, whoops, I'm sorry, I'm on the log chart. Let me get off the log chart and we'll take a look at this on a different chart. I'm going to put this back over to the 3-day. And let's see, that's log. All right, so let's do this. Let's use this chart here. All right, we're going to go into the daily. So you can see, I've showed this before a long time ago, but let's see. This is 2018. If we draw these lines in here, obviously, that's not perfect because we never touched the top, so it didn't get the high of the relief rally. But as you can see, we did another triangle here in 2019. And then what if we are just going to do the same thing over here? That would be an extremely ugly price, but is it possible? Anything's possible. So would it look like this? We come all the way back up to the 57, 55 range that we were talking about, and then come back down. So even if it did go, back up to this ranges, 55, 50,000, somewhere in there, come back down, do another, and then come back down all the way over here, that would be the end of 2022. But so let's say it looks more like 2018. Let's get this off of here. Anything could happen, right, guys? But anyways, so if it was more like 2018, we could get something like this, something like this, something like this, and then come down. What would that measured move be? It would be ugly. It would be extremely ugly. I'll do a little measured move here. Yeah, that will not work. But you guys see what I'm saying. It could get very ugly, get down into that 3,500 range. Although I don't see it going that low, but I do truly believe that it is very possible that we see the sub 10,000 range. Let me get back out of all this. Put my chart back on here. That would go towards a multi-year bear market if we actually started a 10-year cycle and not in a 4-year cycle anymore. It could be a multi-year bear market. Again, that all depends on what happens with traditional markets. If traditional markets really do plummet, which I think is most likely to happen, obviously there's no guarantees, but if traditional markets really do tank, traditional markets have been in a massive bull run in Bitcoin's whole existence, and Bitcoin still corrected 85 to 90% every time. So during the bull market in the major markets. So what happens if the traditional markets go in a massive bear market? Bitcoin could get way more ugly, guys. I mean, if you look at the big picture here, this is even in the 4-hour. This is the big pump everybody's excited about. That's not very big. If we go over to the daily, take a look at it, it's not even big at all. This is nothing, and everybody's acting like this is a reversal. I mean, look at it in reality. It's not that big of a pump, man. I don't know. I don't understand some people, I guess. Can you check the 4-hour 186 EMA? Always get rejected perfectly. If you're thinking I'm doing it wrong, then please tell me. I don't use the 186-day EMA, but I guess that could be a good EMA just because that is a Fibonacci number, but I've never used it in here. I'm just going to stick with mine. They work well. Is it valid to use a percentage move down rather than an absolute move? I suppose so. I've never tried it, so I can't say either way. I don't like to say something that I have never tried or know nothing about. So, what time frame are you looking for a dump to start? In all reality, being the weekend's coming, you guys know how weekends are. I would get even more bearish than people have seen me. I mean, everybody thinks I'm super bearish. I'm just being realist. People were calling me over bearish here, overly bearish here, overly bearish here, overly bearish here. Now they're calling me overly bearish here. So I don't know. Make up your own minds, guys. But there's really nothing bullish here. Not in my opinion at all. For the longer term. Extremely long term, everybody likes to say zoom out, and then they zoom out to you know, the all-time everything, and yeah, it looks bullish for all time, but does it have to remain that way? No. Is it pure speculation? 100%. Like I said, to me, Bitcoin is a game. It's a good game to make a lot of money, no matter what way the markets go. Zoom out and it's a flat line. Zoom out and what's a flat line? Savvy was bullish at the end of 2020. No, I wasn't. But I did give all the targets, all the bullish targets for people to watch. Actually, March of 2020, if you look back, and then I was calling the drop there for COVID and never even knew that that's what it was going to be. But we were calling that drop. I was calling it to 5,600, I think, and it went obviously 3,500, much lower. But we were the only ones calling for that too when everybody else was super bullish. So Ninja Killer 999, and nobody's correct all the time. So, you know, and everybody, like this little pump, everyone loves to go on to my Twitter and stuff and say, you were wrong, you were wrong. How are you going to call me wrong when this is the tiniest little freaking nothing happening now? There is no reversal. Get out of the tiny time frames, guys. You'll do so much better. Ninja Killer 999, thanks for the super chat, man. Hey, Savvy, if a beginner trader just started with a 5K account, how much should you grow the 5K before adding more to his net wealth into trading? For one, it all depends on your financial situation. And if you're just beginning, I suggest starting with a fake account. And then if you're going to start with money, a very low amount, $10. Just see how if you can't grow $10, you definitely can't grow $5,000. So why waste $5,000 before even knowing if you can trade profitably? And there is no cookie cutter program to trading. All trades are different. All risk, you know, people's risk is different. People's financial situation's different. You have to figure out what's right for you, what works for you. One thing I do suggest is definitely not using a buttload of indicators. All that is mass confusion, messiness all over your charts. Get good with a few, whatever few you want to study and back test and work for you. Get good with them. Less is better. Let's change that overall bull channel so the market will dump. Everything is opposite here. Okie dokie. Interested to hear your views on XLM and ADA. If I do another stream today, on my second streams, I'll do them. I haven't been doing them very often, but if I do a second stream, I usually go over alts. I don't put alts in these videos in the morning, though. But my views on all altcoins they are just like Bitcoin, just way more risk. When was I bullish on Bitcoin last time? Super bullish at the bottom. After this, I'll show you where I was super bullish and everybody called me crazy. Where I was super bullish was right here at the bottom where I made my very first video in the December of 2018. You can go back and check it out. I've called all this and nobody believed that either. So it is what it is. Like I said, no one's right all the time. But what we do in trading and doing analysis is try to find an edge on the market. Doesn't matter. It's not about being right and wrong. It's about managing risk and making money. And another thing is you hear all the Bitcoin bulls saying 100K, I'm not selling to 100K. The dollar's worth nothing, blah, blah, blah. Well, Bitcoin's measured in the dollar. And if it hits 100K and you sell it, what the hell are you going to sell it into if the dollar's not any good? I don't know. It's just make no sense. Correction, and the opposite seems to happen to me no matter what I do. Because markets are based on emotion. And if you're playing on emotion, you will lose. I say that all the time. Take your emotion out of it. Hey, Savvy, could you please take a look at the 4-hour chart and compare the 200 EMA 4-hour rejection after a bounce with this one that may happen this weekend after kudos? Not sure I understand what you're saying, but I will We're talking about this one right here. Well, first of all, we haven't had the cross here. And even after the cross, you still need the next 4 hour to open and close above the ADMA, which would be about 30 to 350, right in that range. But as you can see, like this one, once it crossed, we did get a little pump, but then fell back down below it. Once we had a cross here, this was a good signal for the cross. But see how this one's more straight up? This one's kind of curved. Like we're kind of curved right now, kind of like it's going to roll over, in my opinion. That's why I'm not very bullish even right now. I do see it possibly getting up to this level, but it's looking less and less likely. It's hugging and beating on this ADMA. This cross isn't very vertical. Or, yeah, it isn't very vertical. It's more horizontal. You can see when there's a real cross, it's pretty damn vertical. I can only keep my emotions in check, and that's a hard battle daily. Yeah, it can be. Great work, Savvy, as usual, bringing us reality to the crypto world. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Scroll down, hit that like button. If you're watching on your mobile, exit the chat and hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching on Google TV, down in the bottom left corner, hit more actions, and that will give you the option to give it a like button. Oh, another announcement I made yesterday on my Twitter account. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm at CryptoSavvy1. Definitely give it a follow. But I did say once this channel gets to 50,000 subs, I am going to do a $1,000 giveaway. It'll most likely it'll be $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, unless it's something else, some other coin you want. But it's gonna be a Bitcoin. That way you could put it into whatever coin you want. But I am going to be doing a $1,000 giveaway. So if you would help share the channel, help get it out there. Let's grow it to 50,000, and then I will do some kind of contest. Not sure of what yet, but it will be giving $1,000 away in Bitcoin. So make sure you share the video, get it out there, help the channel grow. I do appreciate it. Pedro says 97 end of year. Well, good luck, buddy. If you're long, I hope you get that. Hard fork coming in August to make asset deflationary. Oh, Ethereum makes so many promises. In all reality, talk to a real developer and they'll tell you that the Ethereum code is garbage and it's unrepairable. I'll take it, Savvy. I'll pay for it itself in free word of mouth advertising. It's a good time to cash out and sit in the sidelines for a while. I'm up 4x what I invested last year. Already watched it drop to 1/3 what it was. Emotion can never be truly taken out of your trading. It's a risk management there too. Yeah, it's all about risk management. I talk about that all the time. But if you got your emotion running, you're not going to use risk management because you're going to be emotionally whacked out and have fear and greed screwing you every time. How much Bitcoin should an ounce of gold be after the USD is dead in a few months? Well, for one, the dollar isn't dying in a few months. Maybe in years to come. But the dollar's bullish, I believe, for at least the next year, maybe two. So yeah, that you guys got to get away from that dollar's dead crap. For one, even if the powers that be run the world, run the money, it'll never change. You can go ahead and think it will. It's not going to change. If anything, they'll do their own digital dollar, and they will replace dollar for dollar every dollar you have. It's the more I'm around Bitcoin, and I do love Bitcoin, but they are so culty, so culty. The whole crypto community is, because they all want you to believe one thing and one thing only. And if you don't believe it, then I know because I get it all the time, then you're horrible. So if somebody, well, we've seen it with Elon, perfect example. He said some good stuff about Bitcoin. He has a big following. Then he was the crypto god, the Bitcoin god. And then when he said something bad about it, then he's the worst guy ever and we hate him. That is a cult mentality. So it tries to make people believe something. It's so hard to explain, but most of you, I would think, get that. I would hope you get that. If Bitcoin crashes, wouldn't it make sense to trade with cash as a collateral instead? That all depends on how you look at it. So if Bitcoin crashes and continues down, then you switch over to accumulating Bitcoin when it's low and ride it up like I did the last time, and then sell it and then start trading your Bitcoin for cash again while you think the market's going down. And everybody has a different strategy. This is mine. Figure your own out. Like I said, never do what any other YouTuber is just giving you their opinion. For one, nobody should tell you when to buy. Nobody should tell you when to sell. Nobody should tell you when to long. Nobody should tell you when to short. That I will not do. What I will do is give you my opinion on what I'm doing. It's your choice to do what you want, not to do what somebody else does. And if you are just following someone else, chances are you're gonna get screwed. Elon's holding include BTC main. That is incorrect. Elon said himself he does not hold any Bitcoin. He does hold some Doge and something else. He does not hold any Bitcoin. The company does. He does not. Maybe USD Tether is dying. I believe Tether will... Something bad is going to happen with Tether. Elon did not say he owns Bitcoin. Watch that thing from the other day. Personally, doesn't own Bitcoin. Personally owns some Doge. That if he did, then I misunderstood. But even though, I mean, you can see what he does. He thinks he's some kind of god, and other people think he's some kind of god when he's just a human being. And nobody knows where the market's going or what the market's going to do. Been saying that forever. That's what I mean. They're most likely they're bulls, and they just hate on people. Bulls hate on people. Bears suggest what they think they're doing in the market right now, but bulls just are angry, hateful. They're most of the bulls are just hodlers, and they're just holding it, and all they want to believe is that it goes up so they can make money. But in all reality, there's so much opportunity in shorting the market also. So Savvy is giving us no nonsense facts. I try to, but some people are so blinded by the agenda. I'll say that much. I'll take a few more questions and then I am gonna head out, guys. I got some stuff I'm trying to get done today, so. What do I think about redistribution? Go check my last 100 videos. I've talked about it. Tom Evans said, I am George and I am screwed. Pedro said, enter our Discord, please. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, check out our Discord. The link's down below in the description. It's a cool place to hang out. Fun people in there, sharing ideas, charts, and just having fun. Do you believe in the cashing out into gold and silver? No, and I've explained that a bazillion times. I'll go over it one last time and then I'll end this stream. Let me show you my thoughts on that. See, the dollar's pumping again. Imagine that. But anyways, let's see. Let's go into the daily. All right, so we're gonna go into the daily into all these. Well, actually, we can use the weekly for the Dow Jones, and we'll go over to gold. Again, I've showed this multiple times. If you haven't seen it, think what you will of it. But if you'll ever notice, right before market crashes, you start seeing a lot more commercials telling you to hedge your money, buy gold, buy silver, all the time. Now Bitcoin is getting into that same type thing. So this is the Dow Jones, 2008. We'll look at it on the daily. 2008, Dow Jones. If you look back then, there were tons and tons and tons and tons of commercials telling everybody to hedge into gold, hedge into silver. Guys, this is how big money takes your money. Pay attention. This is the Dow Jones, 55% drop in 2008. 2008, gold, 35% drop in 2008. 2008, silver, 61% drop. 2008, the dollar, 27% rise. The dollar is the only thing that goes up when markets crash. Reason being, people sell their stocks, their risky assets for the dollar. The dollar gets stronger, assets get weaker. And then up here, when it gets topped out, I showed you that Bitcoin and dollar chart overlaid on each other. When the dollar tops out, the smart money buys the cheap assets again and rides it up and keeps getting richer while everybody else keeps getting broker because they watch the news, they listen to the narratives, they follow like sheep, and don't pay attention to the news and you'll be much better off. Pay attention to the charts. The charts do not lie. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you guys all stopping in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for daily updates. Smash that like button. Leave your comments down below. And once we get to 50,000 subs, as long as you guys help share and get the videos out there, I will be doing a $1,000 giveaway. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.